What's happening? Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris.
I'm Pete.
And today we're checking out one of our favorite super local in our state breweries, Smuttynose.
Yes.
And this is one of my favorite beers out of their big beer series, their Imperial Stout. And this is their 2011 Imperial Stout because this year the Imperial Stout's different and it's going to be released in 10 days or so roughly. What's today?
Today's the 3rd, I think, so
Third,
9 days.
9 days comes out on the 12th, or at least that's when they start shipping out to distributors, so I'll see it like a week after that or so. But this Imperial Stout, sort of that, traditional style. The new one, which will be coming out, is has a Belgian yeast in it, and I think a certain sixth of the overall batch has been aged in bourbon barrels and then blended back in. Sounds very interesting, but this is a phenomenal beer I've had many a times, and I can't remember offhand. I think this one's coming in around 9% or so, 9-10%.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this one's definitely one that it changes year by year for each release. Phenomenal beer that flies. I really feel like the Smuttynose Big Beer series, people know it's good, but it flies under the radar. I don't know why.
And I have to say, I think I've had one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Their Baltic Porter.
Outstanding.
I mean, we live on it, and it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. So
Yeah, these are
pretty psyched for this one.
fantastic beers. And I think I have like 3 years of this at home. But, it's kind of like, at first I was like, oh, I'm not going to have like a new one to, put up in there. But then I was like, this one's aged in bourbon. What am I talking about? Like, we're winning already. And I've definitely had other Imperial Stouts with like, let's see
I'll
here.
save some for my wife.
There we go. But, like the Belgian Yeti.
Yes.
That is my favorite one out of the whole Yeti lot.
Yeah,
that they have.
and I know you said that, and I tried the whole line, the espresso and everything else, and actually Rita and I both determined the Belgian Yeti was the best Belgian stout.
Yeah, it's like my buddy Kevin had one that he had for like a year that he bought when we went out like beer shopping, and I was thoroughly impressed by it. By far my favorite.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's just get done. This one, basically black as night. You can't see a thing through it.
Nothing.
There was a half finger of like a really dark sort of mocha colored head,
Which dissipated
yeah,
quickly.
dissipated. Definitely, it's leaving alcohol legs on the side of the glass. It's pretty big, but very nice looking.
Yes.
Trademark looking Imperial Stout. You can already smell it. Yeah. Yeah, and you're just big roasted notes. There's like dark chocolate.
It almost has I guess it's a chocolate, but it almost kind of has a little bit of an oakiness.
I would say that there's like a slight anise note maybe. A lot of like roasted notes. Something I've always noticed in this one, it's almost like it has like Tootsie Roll kind of chocolate. It's that sort of orangey kind of chocolate that a Tootsie Roll is. At least that's how I always perceive it.
Yeah, I think you've made Tootsie Roll references, or you've made that reference before. And I'm not totally detecting Tootsie Roll, but I mean,
a lot of like cocoa and
yeah,
like this is just a really nice smelling beer.
it is. And this, what did we decide the bottle date?
It's a 2011. This is typically released around February-ish, March.
Okay, so we're coming up on almost 2 years at this point.
Year and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been down for a while. So let's get into it. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Why people aren't stabbing each other in some sort of like overnight waiting line to get this beer is still beyond me.
I think I paid $6.99 at like the local grocery store for it. I mean,
the taste on this versus what you paid for it is ridiculous.
it is.
I've had beers that I've paid 3-4 times as much for that aren't even close to this.
Yeah.
Lots of big dark chocolate cocoa notes. whole boatload of roastiness.
Yeah.
There's not much to speak of, at least that I'm noticing in the way of hops. Maybe a little bit of like an earthy kind of herbal hop, but it's definitely fallen off by this point.
It just coats the tongue. That was the initial thing I got. I mean, it's just got a really great kind of, not syrup, but I mean a full mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's a nice full mouthfeel. There's still plenty of carbonation to get the that whole sip down. It's a great drinking beer right now. I have some that are a couple years older, and I've had those. I mean, this ages with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the main thing is that this beer is great drinking fresh. I've had it the day I bring it home from the store, a week later, a year later, 3 years later, and it's great. I mean, there's definitely some warming on the back end. I know this is one of the upper, sort of like 9%ish ABV.
You can taste a little bit.
There's
of alcohol.
a slight bit of alcohol, a little bit of warming, but you really can't detect it like you can in some other stouts. So.
And I actually sometimes don't mind it. I mean, I kind of like that.
Yeah, really, the cocoa is just huge on the nose and in the taste. Like, it's almost like Cocoa Krispies, kind of. You get the grain a little bit, the chocolate. That's really nice.
Yeah.
All right, so if you can find it, a lot of this may still be sitting somewhere because, like I said, it flies under the radar, and I don't know why. This stands up with the best of them. Well worth getting. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Belgian style with bourbon. Sounds like we can't lose there, so I'll be getting a case. And yeah, so concludes this review. Hope you're enjoying something. We're enjoying this. We'll see you next time. Later.
Cheers.